I don't know, and I'm not going to speak for Corbin Smith at Corbin Smith NFL, Locked On Seahawks, but for me, and this is including the 2021 Ponzi scheme season with Cliff Kingsbury when they went 7-0 and 10-2, this is the most important game of Kyler Murray's career. The reason why I say that is, and I'll just go to Path to Victory first, the reason why I say that is things are lining up, maybe a year early, and also there's no excuses. There's no outside reasons. He's got all the offense he needs. He's got the best offensive line he's had probably in his life, and the defense is playing out of their shorts. This is a game that may be a pick'em game. This is a game that Kyler Murray needs to take. If Kyler Murray shrinks, for lack of a better phrase, if he plays very small in this game, and the Cardinals lose in some sort of fashion that is even anywhere close to convincing, I promised my everydayers that I will have uncomfortable conversations about Kyler Murray at the end of the season. This is the flashbulb memory that people will remember for the 2024 season for the Arizona Cardinals. Win, high note. Lose, uncomfortable conversations. And that doesn't mean their season's going to be over, but you can have the opportunity to go take a division crown or division lead after losing 2 games and the team you're playing had just won 3. It's a very rare air that the Cardinals have the opportunity to grasp. And it's on Kyler Murray being the most important game of his career, 6 years in.
You and I are on the same tangent because to me, this is the biggest game of Geno Smith's career because Geno Smith has never won a division title. He did lead Seattle to the playoffs 2 years ago. They almost made it a year ago, just missed at both seasons 9 and 8. They have not been able to get to double-digit wins. They have not been able to climb to the top of the division. The 49ers had all these injuries, and they have not been the same team. The Rams are a 500 outfit, and they've been very up and down. The Cardinals, they have been pesky, but they've also lost some games they probably should not have lost. Like, this is your year to do it, Geno Smith. And there are so many fans out there, and listen, I don't agree with a lot of the narratives because I think Geno Smith is a really good quarterback. I think when you turn on the tape, he looks a lot better than the numbers that you see on a stat sheet, at least with the touchdowns-interception ratio. He's got a really bad offensive line in front of him, at least most of this year has, and he has found ways to still be really productive and be the number 3 passer in the NFL to this point. But if you want to silence those remaining critics, win this football game and take what ultimately is a 3-game lead over the Arizona Cardinals because you've got the 2 wins. You swept them. You have the better record ultimately in the NFC West, or at least you're leaning towards that. If you want to go take that division and you want to show this team, I mean, it's a different situation than Kyler Murray. He's got a couple more years on his contract. Geno Smith's got 1 year in his deal after this, and he's 34. So if Geno Smith wants to show the Seahawks, hey, I can be your guy the next 3 or 4 years. Like, I am your franchise quarterback. You need to win an NFC West championship, and it starts with those red zone possessions. You can't be telegraphing balls to Garrett Williams in the end zone. He has been so good until they get inside the 20. I don't think all of this is on him. I think the play calling has been a big problem, but this is a critical game for Geno Smith and this offense in general. Ryan Grubb as well. Hey, Ryan Grubb, do you want to coach a second season in Seattle? Start getting some performance out of the players that you have to what they are capable of. And if you can do that, look, I'm not exaggerating here, and I'm sure, Alex, that you would probably agree with me on this. With the way the Seahawks defense is playing right now, if this offense could come anywhere close to playing like it's capable of, there's not a team in the NFC that would want to play them in January. I truly believe that. But you've got to start proving that on the field, and whether fair or not, it starts with number 7 under center. So you can really say this is a huge game for both quarterbacks for different reasons.
Yeah, and the beauty of an opportunity like this is both teams are going to be going full steam ahead, locomotive downhill, no restrictor plate, no brakes. Because it's not like, oh, if the Cardinals lose this game, then the Seahawks have inched closer and then there's 2 games left. This is it. You're going full steam ahead at each other, take the crown, and then go win games. I mean, the Cardinals have more winnable games, quote unquote, in the NFL than the Seahawks do, but this would be detrimental to the Cardinals if they lose this game. I think I don't think this is fear mongering. I don't think it's anything of that ilk, even though they're playing lights out compared to what people expected in 2024 when 2025 was a target with all the money they have and, and the lack of talent they have defensively on the roster. Like, this is so imperative to rewrite a script about Kyler Murray. He's the most polarizing. I've been in sports media since 2011 in Phoenix. I've never seen a more polarizing character among the fans than Kyler Murray. Like, it's not even close. It's not even he's a quarterback. It doesn't matter. I've never seen something more polarizing. Geno Smith has won big games. Kyler Murray hasn't recently. And that is something where there's a lot more weight on the Cardinals, not just in the win-loss column, but also in narrative and trust and everything like that in K1 than Geno Smith. I mean, listen, Geno Smith is an incredible story. Nobody, let's be honest, nobody expected this to be happening when they signed him. Let's be real. He made $10 million his whole career before he signed there, right? 10 or 13 mil, it was like nothing.
And he's still like the 15th or 16th highest paid quarterback in the NFL. He is the lowest cost of the guys that are above $20 million a year. So the Seahawks still have great value there.
Yeah, but I mean, and he was a high draft pick when he was drafted, higher draft pick. But like, this is, and I'm not trying to make this selfish about Kyler Murray. It's like, you see it, like this is a career defining game for Kyler Murray. And I don't think I'm overstating. I don't think it'd be overstated. Everything is at stake for two teams that are in transition. You have a new head coach and a new offensive coordinator, new GM. It's it's completely new. And the Cardinals are on the precipice of something great, but they can't get over the hump yet. So something's got to break, and I am jacked up. Like, I'm going to be standing this entire game, Corbin. I don't care. Not a fan. Like, I don't know if I've ever been more excited for a game than I am this Sunday.
Yeah, this is really going to be one that I've been chomping at the bit already this week just because the defense that these two teams have played. Yeah. I like good old school defensive football. Now, I like it when the defenses are truly making great plays and not the offense is just giving them opportunities to make those great plays. But I'm hoping we see a little bit more offense in this game for both teams. I'm not looking for that 40-plus point game for each team, but like just a little bit more competency on offense from both sides while still having the defensive edge that we've seen. And I feel like we can have that. And it has been a house of horrors injury-wise for the Seahawks, but they've had a lot of success winning games in Glendale. Does that carry over with Mike McDonald, who's now got a new baby boy that was welcomed to the world last night? Like, there's distractions in Seattle. There's no question about it, but these are happy distractions. What does this football team look like, and do they rise to the occasion? Just like with Arizona, you've got this massive opportunity.
Yeah.
Are you going to fully take advantage of that? Or is this a game that you look back on and say, dang it, if we could have won that game, we're in the playoffs? Because that's truly what is at stake here. And listen, it's still possible both these teams could make the playoffs, but it's very slim chance.
Very slim.
Because of what's happening in the NFC North.
Yeah.
You've got three teams there that are very close to clinching playoff spots because Green Bay and Minnesota have two of the best records in the NFC, and they're not even in first place in their division. That leaves you one wild card spot. So you're hoping either Washington folds enough that you can catch up. And I mean, it is going to be tough for two NFC West teams to get in. So if you want to be in the dance, this game is pivotal. There's no question about it. I cannot wait to watch and see what unfolds.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, the path to victory are exactly the same. Quarterback must play the game of their life. This is the most important game of their career. You got to stop explosives and you got to run the ball. Like, the biggest explosive play the Cardinals have given up was Jackson Smith and Jigbas. And I called this on the crossover. I'm like, it can't be the little slip wide receiver screen that guides him right up the seam for what it was 40-plus yards, and that resulted in a touchdown. Like, that was it. Yep. That was it. That was the backbreaker of the game, and it was one play, and it was JSN, and we're like, that's the only thing that can happen. And you can't let explosives happen with Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr. Cardinals have to play, the quarterbacks have to play a time of their life, and you got to be able to run the ball. I mean, this is two people playing with the same all-star team on Madden on easy, and one team's going to win and one team's going to lose. It's pretty much, a carbon copy storyline set.
These teams really are mirror images of each other in a lot of different ways. I mean, even on, Arizona, McBride's leading the team in receptions and receiving yards, but like, he's basically a big bodied wide receiver. Yeah. You can make some comps to, the way the Seahawks use DK Metcalf at times in their offense. Yeah. I mean, these two teams, they truly are, they're constructed similarly in a lot of ways too. So it really is. It's like twin brothers that are the same age, but somebody's got to win. you know, and that's what's going to make it exciting.